And we're going to start out standing up today in mountain pose. So, hi Debbie.
Good morning.
Hey, I can hear you.
Can you hear me today?
Perfectly.
Good morning, Darcy.
Yeah.
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing all right, thank you.
I'm happy that you guys can finally hear us. That was very frustrating last time.
Yeah, it was, and I just, it just was so like garbly, and so I'm glad whatever you guys did was the right thing to do.
A new chord.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to start standing up in mountain pose. Have everything else nearby, like have your blocks nearby, and then, yeah, I already started recording. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my stuff and mute everybody.
Thank you.
Here we go. Mute all, and then unmute yourself later. And then I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger. I can figure out how to do that. Okay. Here we go. Spotlight. There we go. All right. Oh, that's not quite the right angle, is it? That's better. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to have 2 blocks today. You can have 1 or 2. I'm going to put it here. So I'm not going to grab my strap, but grab your strap if it's something that you always need. So when you get into mountain pose, you always want to do a little check-in with the body, right? So start with the feet. You know how they should feel and look. But you know what? Just take a look. Make sure that you don't have the toes turning out, turning in too much, right? It should just kind of be a slight turn in. You can have the toes touching if you prefer that. A lot of people, that is traditional. However, for many people, it's too small of a center of balance, so they don't feel very balanced here. So you can just step out a tiny bit. And then lift the toes up and place them back down. Hang on, I've got music on. I'm gonna, okay, it's pretty quiet. Lift the toes up and place them back down. And as much as we can, we want to not grab the mat. Now sometimes if you're balancing, you might be really pushing the feet into there. You might be contracting the toes a little bit, but in general, we want to have the feet spread out. All right, the arches are lifted, but every other part of the foot is in contact with the mat. Shift the weight maybe front to back a couple times and find the midpoint where everything is on the mat, right? Stand tall, bring the shoulders to the ears, roll them back a couple times. Now, I'm going to turn to the top of my mat in a moment, but for right now, let's just work on opening the chest. So we want to feel the shoulders get wider and then go down. And the neck gets long, so we're going to relax right along here. We also want to feel like the crown of the head pulls up. So give yourself another ½ inch of height. All right, circle the hands a few times on the wrist. Do that a couple times one way and then the other, because we're going to have a lot of pressure on the hands and wrists when we get down onto the mat. So make sure that the hands can move freely. They get just a little bit of a warm up doing this, flex the hand, whatever you want to do. Now, once you're in that mountain pose, focus on your breathing. If you can close your eyes for a moment, great. If it makes you feel off balance, just take your eyes down, your gaze down without changing the head, right? So eyes just look down slightly. Focus on how are you feeling now. You're in that mountain pose. Let's add the breathing into it, right? So slow breath in through the nose. Start to feel it expanding further into the body, and our goal is to get it all the way to the belly, right? We're engaging that full body breath on the inhale. On the exhale, we're letting go of tension. So it might not be that you're moving the body at all, but you could be feeling a little bit of tightness. Oh, I don't know why my screen just went off. Oh, no, it's back. You might feel a little bit of tightness somewhere, and then we're going to let that go. I don't know, my screen's being a little glitchy. I hope it won't affect what you guys are seeing. So again, focus on breathing, focus on opening that body up to the breath. Let the exhalations help you let go of tightness, tension, even the mind, right? We don't need to think about anything beyond your mat right now. Slow breath in, all the way to the belly. Big exhale through the nose. Let's take another breath in here. And then on this exhale, bring your chin down to the chest. And then on the inhale, bring the chin back to eye level or even slightly up. Eyes are still gazing in the distance. And exhale, chin down. Neck is lengthening in the back. Now inhale, lift the chin, lengthen in the front without pinching in the back, right? So keep the back of the neck long. And again, exhale, chin down. Inhale, lift center or slightly up. Exhale, chin down. Now inhale, bring that chin up and over to one shoulder. As soon as you start to bring the chin down, you're exhaling. As soon as you start to go the other shoulder, you're inhaling. So regulate, regulate that breathing so the breath is guiding you. You're not doing the movement and then making your breath match it, right? So we're going from one shoulder to the other now. You're always trying to inhale as you're lifting up. You're exhaling as you lower down. Sorry, I got a little bit of a tickle here. So go through that a few times. Okay. Now come back, make sure you've done both shoulders evenly. Come back to the middle. Inhale, lift the eyes center. Once again, inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, bring them back and down. Now when you're bringing them back, I want you to feel the shoulder blades pressing together, and then they kind of open up again as you drop the shoulders back down. So inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, pull them back. This is where the shoulder blades are squeezing together. Really activate that, and then drop it down and let the back just open up. One more. All right, hey, stay here in mountain pose. One more full breath. Make sure you feel that weight still distributed throughout both feet completely. Now take a breath in here. On the inhale, let the chin tuck, and this time you're gonna roll all the way down. Hands are gonna reach for the floor or block if you need. And once you're here, allow the head to hang. So don't keep looking at the floor or your feet or hands, because that keeps the neck tight. Let the head drop down. You're gonna look right at your legs. Slow circles of the head, just easy, move it around slowly one way. And then the other way. And then just relax. Hands are on the floor. I'm going to give you the side view. So what I want you to do now is just bend the knees a little bit, keeping the heels down, right? And then slowly straighten the knees. And right now we're just doing that to work on the backs of the legs here. Keep the hands here for support so you can really put weight into those heels. And then straighten, now tighten the belly, and this time you're going to roll up, and the head will be the last thing to come up. And once again, as the head comes up, shoulders roll up and back. All right, let's take the arms over the head this time. Bring your palms together, hands to your heart as you exhale. Follow your hands down into that forward bend again. Now inhale, halfway lift. You can use the legs, you can use your blocks, but as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Pull the shoulders from the ears. You should feel like the hips and heels are lining up pretty much. Take a breath in here. Exhale, forward bend, roll it back up. Once again, we want the knees to bend a little bit, the belly to contract. Take your time coming up. Arms out and up, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. And back to mountain pose. Moving on this time. All right, inhale, lift the arms up. Now we're going to roll down again. Exhale, hands to the heart. Follow those hands. Come to your forward bend here. Inhale, lift halfway, straighten the back. Tighten the belly. Exhale, forward bend. Hands stay here. Bend the knees again. Go deeper if you can. Keep the heels down. Now, think about laying your rib cage onto the thighs. Try to keep it there as you now straighten the knees. Let's do that again. So bend the knees. Heels stay down. Think of getting that chest or that rib cage onto your thighs. You might even feel it there. Slowly straighten. Hold that forward bend. Allow gravity to help you here. Let's try it one last time. So bend the knees. And then slowly straighten as the chest stays on those legs. Once again, a little knee bend as we roll it up. Oh, arms out and up. Hands to the heart. And back to mountain pose. We're going to move on. We're going to get down on the mat, so be ready for that. Take the arms up, inhale. Now you can roll down again if you like, or you can open those arms and dive into that forward bend. Halfway lift, inhale. Now pull the belly as tight as you can. See if extending the arms will allow you to still keep everything else in place. Don't let the hips move too far behind you. Try to keep them right over the heels. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Plant the hand. Slowly make your way into plank. You can hop it back, jump it back, walk it back. Just get to that plank and inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower slowly, elbows in. Knees can always modify this for you if you like. Now hands are going to stay right here. Think of that cobra as starting between the shoulder blades. So pull the belly in. Think of how we want to move forward first. Inhale, slide the forehead forward and up. Lift the heart. Shoulders down and back. Exhale all the way back to your child's pose. We're going to keep the arms extended. Let those hips slowly come back. Shift the weight a little bit. Press each armpit toward the mat as you get a little deeper into that child's pose. Take both hands to one side of the mat. Doesn't matter which side, but the opposite arm goes a little further. So we're just going to work on lengthening through the shoulder, the upper back. Try to keep everything else relaxed. Walk the hand to the other edge. Same thing, the opposite arm going further. Trying to keep everything else relaxed. Bring both arms back to the middle. Keep one arm extended, other arm comes under, palm up. Try to get down onto that shoulder. Head can be forehead down, or you can even turn and look under the arm. All right, let's switch it on over, other side. All right, bring that arm back out. Bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. So we're going to do a little bit more warm up here. Start out all fours. So we're going to have the hands and shoulders lined up. The arms are long, but really try to avoid locking that elbow, right? We don't want to ever do that. Pull the shoulders from the ears. Try to keep the hips right over the knees. Now inhale, get that spine long. Feel the belly expand. Exhale, cat pose, arching up, belly pulls in. We're going to let the head drop down. Inhale, cow pose. Lift the chest and tailbone. Exhale, arch it up. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Do a couple more. Now after this cat pose, I want you to inhale, just come back to a nice straight back. Working on that upper body rotation a little bit more. Open the right arm, inhale, twist to the right, exhale, right hand comes back down. Same on the left, inhale, rotate to the left, exhale, bring it back down. So when you're doing these, really try to keep the spine in place and think of the rib cage turning rather than the whole body moving, right? The hips are gonna stay in place. Try it again. Inhale, open to the right, exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, open to the left, and exhale down. Now let's go on, move on this time. Inhale, open right, exhale, scoop that arm under, palm up. You're gonna slide all the way down onto that right shoulder. If you can. Now this left arm can stay here, or we can wrap it behind us, going toward that right hip. Just find something that's gonna work for you. You wanna be nice and comfortable here. Our focus is shifting weight into the right shoulder. So whatever you can do to achieve that, and then anything else is extra. Slowly come out. We're gonna open right once more. Now as you bring the hand back down, go through cat and cow. A couple times on your own. All right, come back to all fours, nice straight back. We're moving on to the left. So we're gonna open left, inhale. Exhale, scoop it under now. Come down onto that left shoulder. Again, just allow that weight to keep shifting into the shoulder, opening up the shoulder blade. And slowly come out of that, open to the left, inhale. Exhale, back down. Okay, tuck the toes under. We're gonna do a little short dog here. So I want you to keep the hands where they are, toes under, lift those hips up and back. So ease your heels down. You might actually get them down right away or be able to work it down a little bit, but don't open the dog up yet. We're gonna come back to that. For now, I want you to really lengthen the sides of the body. Feel that tailbone lifting, and then again, either shifting weight from one foot to the other, or if the heels are down, you can even bend the knees and intensify that a little bit. Now, push your hips over more toward one side of the mat, and then the other. The heels can move a little bit. They don't have to move a lot, but just kind of explore how you can move in this little short downward dog. All right, bring those knees back down. Come back to all fours. If your hands need a little break, of course, come up on the knees and just let the wrist move a little bit. All right. Now, once you're back on all fours and you're comfortable here, instead of cat and cow, we're going to do what I like to call the happy dog. And we're just going to wag our tails side to side. All right. So just the back end right now, right? You're kind of shifting the hip right and left. Now, come back to the middle. A little more focus. I want you to inhale. I want you to push your hips to one side, and at the same time, I want you to look over that shoulder. So you're curving the back sideways, if that makes sense. Now, inhale to the middle. Go the other way. Exhale, push your hip to that side and look over that same shoulder. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, go. Try to get as much curve as you can sideways, just like we try to get as much curve as we can when we're going through our cat and cow. So we want our spines to be able to move in every direction. Inhale, middle. Exhale, look. Inhale, middle. One more time on each side. Work at your own pace. Don't ever try to stay exactly with me. All right, child's pose. Walk the arms all the way back out. Now come to your downward dog, this time leaving those arms more forward. So this might feel more like your own regular downward dog. And then I want you to walk your feet back to the top of the mat, however you can get there. Come into your forward bend. Roll it up. Bring the shoulders up and back. Take the arms over the head, inhale. Bring the hands to your heart. And then back to mountain pose. All right, how we doing? We're gonna move on. Now we're gonna be doing a little bit of work. We've done a little bit of warm up here, not as much as we do sometimes with the hips. So keep that in mind. We're gonna work on a couple things, but we are gonna be going from downward dog into some poses, and I want you to try it if you're up for it today, and if you're not, you join us when we get into those warrior poses any way you need to, from hands and knees. You can just stay at the top of the mat and step back into it. Always about listening to your own body, right? Think about what you're feeling today. I'm feeling pretty invigorated. The weather's warmer, the sun is out. But again, just always think about how you're feeling and work at the best way you can for today. That's all we can do. All right, so coming to the top of the mat, take a moment here. Check in with your body. Focus on the breathing again. Things feeling better, warmed up. Is something, kind of bothering you a little bit, something feeling tight, whatever. So you've got time to work on that even as we move on. All right, one more full breath here in our mountain pose. Now the next inhale, bring the arms up. You can roll down again, or you can dive into that forward bend. Inhale as you lift halfway. I want you to stay here. Once again, see if you can take the arms and reach back. We can even take the arms further away from the body, kind of angling behind us, straight out, extended forward. When the arms come further away from the body, it gets more challenging to maintain this. So if you can't, if you're feeling a little bit of strain here, keep the arms here, keep the arms here. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Now step into your plank when you're ready. Inhale as you get there. Exhale, lower. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Keeping the arms forward. We're not going to be here for too long now. Come to your downward dog. Lift those hips nice and high. You can stay here several more breaths, or if you're ready, you can bring that right leg up, extend it behind you. Bring the right foot down. Inhale, exhale. Again, if you're in your downward dog, you can always take a break in child's pose or flow through again if you're up for that, or extend the left leg up behind you. All right. Take that left foot back down. Inhale, exhale. Let's go through that again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra, or you want to come into your upward dog. You can opt for that. Exhale, downward dog, or go through child's pose. Join me here when you're ready. So bring that right leg up again behind as an option. And you're going to step it through to your high lunge. So come on up. Now bring the foot in if you need more stability. Once you're up, you can always step back, but everything's facing forward. The front knee always moving forward and pressing out. Don't ever let it roll in, right? We want to always think about those knees. Arms up, shoulders down. Keep working deeper into that lunge if you can. Take one more inhale, exhale. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, go to that warrior two. Let's open it up right away today. Open the body. Keep an eye on that front knee. Look over the right hand. All right, reverse warrior. warrior two. Come into your side angle pose. Lean up or lean in, arm up or over. One more option, wrapping it again behind, reaching for that opposite hip. Half bind. Slowly come back to your warrior two. Come back to your high lunge, turn it up, or turn back to the front with the arms up. Now settle into that, make sure you're strong here. Take a breath in and out. Inhale again, exhale, twist to the right. Left arm's gonna reach around behind. Notice if you're leaning too far forward, too far back, try to stay right in the middle and really spiral that upper body. Inhale back up. Exhale, downward dog. So drop the hands, step it back. And bring the knees down. Knees are the same width as our hips, as our feet would be in mountain pose. Fists to the lower, not the lower back, but go right behind, you know, where the back of the pelvis is. You've got that bone here that you can press into. Now, lift the heart. Pull the elbows toward each other. Press the hips forward. Take your gaze a little higher. So you can gaze up and still keep the neck long. You don't have to don't let the head just drop back unsupported. Push the hips forward. Take a nice stretch here. Have a little break for the hands. All right, slowly come out of that. Bring the hands down, come back to child's pose first. All right, I'm gonna stay on this side of the mat because we're not here that long. We'll see how it goes. I always find it hard when I'm facing away from the camera because I'm not sure if you can really hear me. Let's start in our downward dog when you're ready. Now we're gonna bring that left foot up. Option to step it through, coming to our high lunge as we make our way up. Take some time, get it right for you, right? Listen to what your body's telling you. Bring the arms up and bring them shoulders down. And just settle into this here. All right, one more inhale, preparing, exhale, open to warrior two. So now we're opened up to the side. Nope, I just can't do it backwards, sorry. So we're in our warrior two. Again, really keep an eye on the alignment, on where the body's presenting. Look to that front hand. Start in your reverse warrior. And back to warrior two. Come to your side angle pose again. Lean into this leg. Take the arm up or over. Again, remember we've got this half bind here. It's a hard one on my shoulder, yikes. You can also stay here. All right, come back up to warrior two. Feel the openness of it. Don't be in a rush to just get right back out of it. We know what's coming, but we can enjoy each part of it while we're here. One more inhale. On the exhale, turn to your high lunge again. Find your balance. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, twist left. Bring that right arm around. Now we do want to turn our head and look to the left. Once you've kind of established things are where you want them, try to take the head with the upper body. And inhale back up. Exhale, drop the hand, step back to downward dog. Once again, if you want to drop the knees, come down into child's pose briefly. Now, come back up onto the knees as we did earlier. Again, a little bit of a prep for camel pose, or maybe this is where you want to stay today. Tuck the toes under this time. If that's uncomfortable, of course, drop the feet back down. Take the hands to the back of the pelvis. Again, you want to start by pressing the hips forward. At the same time, you're going to roll those shoulders back and lift the chest up. Take the gaze up. Pull the elbows toward each other. Take one arm, reach up. See if you can reach back near that, or near the back of the heel. That's what it's called, right? And then bring the arm back up. Let's try the other side. So make sure that you've still got the hips forward. Take the arm up. Sweep it back toward that heel. But we're keeping the chest lifted. You don't want to be turning the body too much. And then bring the arm up. All right, if you can sit back on your heels for a minute, do that. I have to do it with a little bit of help. I put my hands here to take a little bit of the weight. If your knees just can't handle it, just go into child's pose. It's good, it's a good stretch, but again, we have to listen to our bodies and ease into it. All right, so we're gonna come back to the top of the mat. So let's get ready. Bring the arms forward, press the hands down, and come to your downward dog when you're ready. Okay, well, one more full breath here. And then we're gonna walk the feet forward. We're gonna come to our forward bend. We're gonna roll it up. We're going to come back to our mountain pose, hand to the heart. All right. How are we doing? We're doing good. We have lots of time. So we're going to do one more little series, and we are going to approach it from standing. All right. So let's come to our mountain pose first. Take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Once again, I want you to get everything in place, and then take the arms and perhaps extend them away from the body. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Now, hands are going to stay on the blocks or the floor. I want you to step back into a pyramid pose. Take that left foot, ankle it out. Right foot stays in place. The hips don't go with the foot. The hips stay square to the front of the mat. Now hands, you might need some help on those arms now because we want to inhale, lift halfway. So the back is straight, the hips are square with each other. We're actively pulling the right hip back. We want to engage as we go up into the glutes here. Inhale. Now you can stay right here, really working this pyramid pose, or we can start to walk the hands further back. They can be on blocks or not, and allow that upper body to come down near the right thigh. So more of a forward bend over that right leg. All right, come back to that halfway lift. I'm going to give you two options here. The first one's a little more challenging. It's going to be slowly coming upright from this position. You're going to have to engage that core a lot in order to keep that back nice and strong. However, if that's more than you want to do, I want you to walk that left foot in and roll up from your forward bend. But if you're with me, we're going to try it from this pyramid pose. So tighten up here, keep everything strong. Bring the hand to the hip crease. You can let the knees soften a bit and slowly bring yourself upright. If you came back to the forward bend, roll yourself up. I want you to step back to here. And then step back even more and actually make it a warrior one. Bring the arms up. And then the shoulders come down, right? Now, take a breath in. Exhale into those cactus arms. I want you to lift the heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, extend the arms back up. Let's do that one more time. Exhale into cactus pose. I'm going to turn to you for a minute. Now, I want you to really energize those hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades. I want you to lift your heart up even more. Take your gaze higher. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale into your high lunge again. Now, hands to the hips. I want you to slowly drop that back knee. Come into your low lunge. Now you can have your blocks here, or you can have your hands on either side of the foot. But for a moment, I want you to really keep your hands on something. And don't worry about the upper body. I want you to really move those hips forward. And then bring the hand to the right leg. Make your way upright. Try to continue keeping the hips forward as you lift the chest. All right, left hand to the block. Bring it a little closer to that right foot. Take a breath. Take the right hand to the hip. Let's establish that long spine. Inhale. Now exhale, twist right. Now open that arm if you want, or keep the hand here, but really think about rotating just like we did when we were upright into that twist. All right, back to the front. Bring your blocks a little further back. Lift that right foot, or just the heel stays down, toes come up. Now inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come into that half split or forward bend. We're just letting the upper body move forward over that right leg. All right, come back to your high lunge one more time, or your low lunge one more time. And then you're just going to bring the hands to the front of the mat, bring this back knee up and step it in and make your way into your forward bend. And we're just going to hang here for a moment, grab the elbows or ankles, roll on up. Let's get the head up above the heart for a moment, roll the shoulders up and back. Bring your chin forward. Let's do a little half circle here. All right, we just have one more little series to finish up on the left, and then we'll be getting down to the mat for all the good stuff. So let's start out. Take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Left foot stays in place. Step your right foot back, make your way into pyramid pose. Inhale, straighten the spine. I'll try to keep you here for the same length of time and not talk as much. So square the hips. Keep that left hip engaged. You're pulling back. You're trying to get that stretch right up the back of the leg into that left hip. Now inhale, you can keep that body strong and straight, parallel to the ground. Or we can start to walk the blocks or hands back and come into that forward bend. Inhale, come halfway again. Make sure the back is nice and straight. And remember, your option too is to step the right foot in and roll yourself back up to mountain pose. But if you're with me here, contract the belly. Hand to the hip, slowly upright. If you're in mountain pose, join me here. And then we're going to step further back into that warrior one. Arms up, shoulders down. Inhale here, exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms. Energize even more, lift the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come down to your low lunge. Left, right knee down. Again, starting out with your hands on the floor or the blocks because we want to get the hips as far forward as we can before we add the upper body into it. Then hands to the leg. Make your way up. Come into that high lunge. All right. Right hand next to the left foot. It can be on the mat or block. Bring the left hand to the hip. Now inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Slowly come back up, both arms reaching back up. And now we're going to shift our weight back over that back knee, lift the left toes off the mat, hands on the blocks or the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward bend. We're half split. Now to come out of that, we're going to slowly bring this left foot back next to the right. We're going to come up onto our knees again. We're going to go into our camel pose. So you can use some blocks if you like. You can have the heels higher with the toes tucked under, or you can have the feet flat. Start out, hands to the lower back. Now, lift the heart. Ease into it. Press the pelvis forward. Gaze up. Throat open. Try to not tighten up through the neck. Option to take the hands back to the heels or the blocks. I'll show the blocks first. Or to the heels. Once you make connection, you can go ahead and bow that body out even more. Ease out of it slowly. Come back to child's pose. This is our last time here. Take a little break. If you need one more downward dog to feel good, like you're stretching back out, go ahead and do that. Now, we'll take the legs, we'll just do one forward bend here. So, sitting tall, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen. Keep working into that forward bend. You never know how far you can get. Try every time to get that back to get a little bit longer before you move forward. All right, we're going to come out of it. We're going to roll down onto our back. So come on down. Bring the knees into the chest. Start out just easy side to side rolling. Just bring both feet up. Flex and point them. Circle the ankles one way, and then the other. All right, we're bringing the feet all the way down. Let's establish that bent knees pose. So lift the hips up, get the back nice and comfortable here. Everything is long, right? Even though we're laying down, we want the arms to feel long, the back to feel long, shoulders apart, just like in our mountain pose. Focus in on your breath. Next, inhale, take the arms over the head. Stretch all the way through those fingertips. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest. We're going to keep that leg in there. So pull the knee towards you. Feel the back lengthen now. Go ahead and release the hands off the knee. I want you to just move the knee around. Do some circles to work into that right hip. Just a few one way and then the other way. All right. Now, extend the leg up. See if you can take the hands a little bit lower than the knee. But you want to still keep the upper body down, right? And then we're going to allow that left leg to stretch all the way out. So take a minute to get comfortable here. Not a minute. A moment. Try to get this left leg just completely stretched. That hip flexor might feel tight. Mine does. So we need to give a moment for that leg to relax. Now, both legs are extended. Take a breath in. Press the heels out. Exhale. See if you can just relax a little deeper into that. Now take an inhale and bend the right knee. Open the right arm. On the exhale, twist. Pull that right knee all the way over to the left. Right arm's gonna stay on the floor along with that right shoulder, eyes up or looking to the right. And then come onto the back again. Let's come into thread the needle. So we're gonna put the right foot across that left knee, pull in. And also keep the foot on the mat, of course. Other option right here. All right, uncross the leg, both knees back in, rolling the back a little bit. Maybe you can go a little bit bigger with the movements now. We want to start all over again with the feet on the mat, again settling into that bent knees pose. Take a full breath in and out here. And then the next inhale, bring the arms over the head. Exhale, bring the left knee in. Again, just give it a moment. Feel that knee come in and up. And then we're going to let go of the knee and move the knee around and work on that left hip a little bit. All right. And then we're going to extend the left leg all the way up. Take the hands maybe lower if you can, from behind the thigh, maybe to the calf. You can go to the big toe. Again, give that leg a moment. And then allow the right leg to stretch all the way out. All right, one more inhale, exhale here. Inhale, prepare. We're going to bend the left knee, open the left arm. Exhale, twist, bring the knee across to the right. Again, wherever you want those eyes to be. All right, roll onto the back, same thing. Left foot's going to go to that right knee and you can stay right here, or you can bring that right foot up. Now, if you bring, here's a good example. If you bring this foot up and this knee really comes in a lot, you might get more out of it by keeping the foot down and even activating a little bit by pressing that knee out. Again, entirely up to you. All right, after that, we're going to uncross. We're going to bring the feet back to the mat again. Got just a little bit of time left, so I'm going to work on something that we haven't done in a while. We're going to go into bridge pose a couple times. So really focus on, each part of the back coming up separately, coming down separately, using a breath for each movement. But when you're in your bridge pose today, what I want you to focus on is pressing the hips up, so we're working into the hip flexors here. And also, if you press the hands and arms a little more firmly, a little more actively into the mat while you're up there, see if you can work on opening this tight area here. So our chest is tight a lot, right? Because a lot of us, I'm just speaking generally, but I know for me, being in a rounded over position on a computer a lot does that. So we want to open this chest up. All right, so we're going to start out, arms are right next to us. You feel that lower back curve. We're going to keep it there as we're resting. So we're taking a breath in and out. Again, feel the belly expand. You're still getting that breath all the way here. And then exhale. And we're going to inhale, coming up to bridge this time. So as soon as you start to inhale, activate from the hips. Lift the tailbone, lift the hips. Peel your back up. Maybe the lower back is harder to get up separately, but make your way up, pressing the hips higher Now we're gonna stay here. Press the hands and feet down. Push the hips higher. If it's harder to breathe into the chest, you're getting into those tight areas. Take another breath in and out. Now take a breath in. Lift the hips just a tiny bit higher and lower down. Upper back, middle back. How slowly can you exhale and allow that spine to return back down to the mat? And then now we're here, we're gonna let the curve happen. Just breathe in and out. So a couple of things to think about. If you are really activating the hands and feet into the mat, you're feeling all of that energy, working in those tight areas, great. Be aware of your knees when you go up and down, just that you don't let them wiggle around, in and out, whatever. Try to keep them exactly where they are when you start and finish. Here we go. Take one more prep, in and out. And here we go. Next inhale. When you're ready, make your way up at your own pace. Again, those knees are staying parallel. Making our way up. Press everything into the mat that's still in contact. Now, take one arm, if you can, just give it a try. And reach straight up from the shoulder. If that's too much, you can just bend at the elbow. Just see what does it do by not having the hand down. Are you able to still maintain that? Try the other side, same thing, bend the elbow or reach that arm straight up while keeping the hips up in that bridge. Bring the arm back down, take a breath in, lift the hips higher. Exhale, lower back down, upper back, middle back, lower back. It's the hardest part, right? Rest. We're gonna go one last time. When we get to the top this time, I want you to be there longer if you can. If not, come on down. We're going to have the option of interlacing our hands under the back. So in order to do that, you have to almost kind of roll your shoulders under you a little bit from the outside in, if that makes sense. So let's take a breath to prepare. And then when you're ready, make your way up. Inhaling all the way up. Now, once I'm up here, I'm going to kind of roll my arms under me and interlace my hands and try to press those arms long into the mat while keeping the hips up, working into the chest. Again, once again, checking with your knees. Don't let them move out. One more inhale here. We're going to prepare to come down. So separate the hand. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Now this time, once those hips get down, we're going to bring the knees back in and massage the back. How are we doing? All right, we did the single leg twist. We're going to do both now. I'm going to do a couple of different things, and you can always do your own thing too if you prefer something else. So I want you to start out, feet on the mat. Open the arms. Now, you can take the feet off side a little bit, off center, before you go to one side. But you can also start in the middle. But let's at least have our feet on the mat for the first one. Again, remember we're trying to keep the spine long. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist. Let the knees go right. As you do, really keep the shoulder down. If it's coming up with you, you might want to bring the feet back a little bit. Just take that twist to be not quite so intense. And inhale back up. Exhale, twist them the other way. Same thing. Drop the knees. Head can be wherever you like. Try to keep the knees and hips aligned on this. And inhale back up. Okay, so we're going to do another one now. I'm going to cross my right over my left. We're going to go both ways with them crossed like this, and then we'll cross the other way and do the other side, okay? Now, if this is just not comfortable, feel free to do any other twist that you like. Starting out with a breath in. On the exhale, keeping them crossed, go to the right. I just like how I just feel it really differently in my hips, adding that weight, kind of pulling the leg a little further over. And inhale, bring the knees up, keep that cross, and then go to the left. Again, you can move your hips off a little bit if it makes it more comfortable for you. And inhale back up. And of course, both of our shoulders should be staying on the mat. Let's switch it on over, other side. And we're going to go the same way first. We're going to go left since the left leg is on top. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go left. And inhale, come back up. Keep them crossed, go to the right. And inhale back up. Now uncross. Move the legs a little bit. All right, roll the back a little bit. Now we're gonna bring the legs down, or bring the feet down. Stretch the legs out long. Let's take those arms all the way overhead, and as you do, inhale, make sure you've got some room here. Stretch from fingertips down to the toes. And then as you exhale, we're just kind of letting the whole body relax at once. Isn't it hard? I mean, isn't it funny that we have to think and learn how to relax our bodies? We don't realize how much tension we hold on to all the time. All right, arms are still overhead. Let's do that again. So on the inhale, stretch fingertips to toes. On the exhale, relax. Once again, just let the arms stay overhead. You can bend the elbows more to make it more comfortable. Slowly turn your head to one side. Inhale as you bring it up. Turn the other way, exhale. And inhale back up. Now this is our last one, so we want every part of the body involved here. Inhale, stretch as long as you can, fingertips to toes. And exhale. This time we're going to bring the arms somewhere lower than the body, and the legs are going to move apart a little bit. Now, any other position that you like, feel free to do that with blankets, bolsters, using the wall, whatever, laying on your side. But if you're just in your regular traditional Savasana, you should feel comfortable here. Okay, don't have anything in a position that is causing tension or feels uncomfortable at all. You can certainly stay in Savasana as long as you like. I hope you do. But when you are ready to come back up, make your movements very intentional, but they're slow. So little movements with the fingers and toes first. And then gradually make the movements a little bigger when you're ready. Don't use a lot of energy bringing yourself back up. All right? I'm going to come back to you in just a moment, so I'm going to say namaste here. I'm going to come on over. Feel free to unmute yourself. Stop this.